Hello and welcome back. Today, we will go big picture. We will take a look at global markets from an institutional investor's perspective. And what we will ask ourselves, is there a guiding light that can help us, a North Star, when we think investor allocation with a global investment mandate? Now, the world is experiencing a shifting sphere of influence, of power, and has been doing so for thousands of years. So it started in the East, shifted West, and it's safe to assume that by 2050, the economic center of gravity will be somewhere inside that red circle on my slide. Now, for going forward, looking ahead until 2100, the only number to remember is 1.4 billion. Now, 1.4 billion people live in China, in India, in Africa, and in the West, where I had to cheat a little bit to make the numbers work. But we have pretty much a very balanced planet right now. Historically, that was not always the case. Whilst we are right now at 1.4 billion people, both in China and Africa, if we go back to 1950, China's population was more than twice that of Africa's. Fast forward to 2100, Africa's population is expected to be 10 times the size of China's. Just north of 300 million people in China, with about 3 billion people in Africa. This is a drastic trend, especially for investors right now exploring allocation to emerging or just emerged markets. Next trend, people aged 65 and older. While it's around 700 million right now, this number will double by 2043 to 1.4 billion. 16% of the world's population will be older than 65. That's the fastest growing segment of society right now, and an unprecedented demographic shift. In a historic planetary first, there are now more older people, more older adults than young people. 100-year-old will be the new normal by 2050. So reaching that ripe old age will pretty much be routine. Another trend to keep an eye on is India's middle class. India's middle class will reach 1 billion by 2050. So almost 18 million Indians are joining the ranks of middle class per year right now. That's more than 1% of the population annually. Now, whilst the rate of total population growth will start to slow down from the current 1.4 billion, the rate of growth of the middle class is setting a world record. What does it mean? What do middle class Indian families buy or aspire to? So, houses, cars, skincare, 7-star hotels, travel, electronic gadgets, eating in Michelin-star restaurants, healthcare, private education, digital entertainment, and so on. And of course, Sula wine, my favorite case study. Having had a look at broad trends, my next segment will go into a closer focus on private equity and then again venture capital. I'll see you then. Thank you very much.